So occasionally I'll do a video on a Rough Rider pocket knife, and this is one of two, or actually of three right now, that I haven't done videos on yet. Um, and this one's a little bit more of an interesting knife, so I figured I'd do the video on this one first, and the other ones, I don't know when I'm going to do the video on them. Um, but this is the Rough Rider Easy Open Jack. In Damascus, and it's like the 30th anniversary knife, which is why they made it in Damascus and everything. As far as I can tell, it's the like a celebration of the 30th anniversary of Rough Rider. So anyway, this is on your fairly standard like jack frame that would be used for like your Barlow and stuff like that. Single blade, and it has a little easy open notch here. And it supposedly has a Damascus steel blade. Now, it does definitely look like it has a Damascus pattern in the blade. However, I don't know if this is real Damascus or if this is some sort of Damascus etch. I'm not really sure. Now, that being said, it looks really good. And, on the tang and everything, it still has the swirly bits on the tang and everything. So I'm just going to assume that Rough Rider wouldn't lie about that, but I mean, who knows, really? I don't see any Damascus swirls or anything on this part of the blade. Um, so I'm not really sure, but it does certainly look like Damascus. It's possible they just like etched, not like etched, but when you do a Damascus steel, in order to have it look like this, you etch it with like acid so that the one steel is darker than the other steel. That's why you get it to look like this. So maybe when they etched it, they just etched like, the main face of the blade. Um, I don't really know, but I mean, they're claiming it's Damascus. I don't have any other Damascus steel knives, so I don't have anything really to compare it to, and I can't really tell for sure if this is different layers of steel or not. But it does look cool. This is about $30, I think, $35, something like that. Pretty reasonable price for Rough Rider knife and everything. Um, the action on this one wasn't great when I got it. I did put some mineral oil in it and work on it a bunch, and it's a little better now. It's still not like as great as I'd ideally want it to be, but it's not horrible either. And it did have blade play when I got it, and I did try to fix that, and then just kind of tried to polish the bolsters as best I could. But you can see there's still a little bit of evidence of me hammering on the bolster there. And that actually did help the action a little bit, it seemed. Um, but I mean, overall, the knife wasn't put together horribly. It just had a little bit of blade play, and for whatever reason, the action was awful. Um, a lot of times on these Rough Rider knives, they'll be really dirty, so it really usually helps to spray some WD-40 or mineral oil. Or what I did with this actually is I put some Dawn and some hot water through it and just ran it a whole bunch, like opened and closed it under the sink, and then I sprayed it out with WD-40 and everything to get rid of any water, obviously. Um, but I've never done that with a pocket knife before, but I know some other people have done similar things. When it's really gunked up, I think that's probably the way to go. This one did seem to be pretty gunked up. And like I said, the action still isn't perfect, but it's better than it was. So I'll take it. Overall, I like the pattern. It's a nice size and everything. They did a less premium version of this. That's not Damascus, and I think it's micarta. I don't know. But yeah, similar pattern, same shield and everything, I think, even. This is like the Spades series. Or no, it wasn't in micarta. It was in Appaloosa Bone. That's what it was in. Because I have another knife over here that's from that series. But this is almost like a Barlow. The bolster isn't quite long enough. Um, but it is, form factor kind of like a Barlow. So I really like that. The knife overall isn't huge or anything. Closed, it's about, let's see here, about 3.5 inches, a little over 3.5, maybe 3 5/8, something like that. About the size that a lot of people would be considered to be like the perfect size for a pocket knife. And the blade on here is right about what, 2 9/8 maybe, or 2 14/16 or something. um, yeah, something like that. So it's just under 3 inches, um, getting pretty close to 3 inches there, with a cutting edge of around 2.5. I'll just say around 2.5 inches. Two ways to open the blade. You got a nail nick and a long pull. Both of them are match strike. I really wish Rough Rider would stop doing the match strike nail nicks on everything. I don't care for it. I guess some people really like it. I don't, because nowadays when I see a knife with a match strike nail pull, I think it's some cheap Chinese made Rough Rider. Like this isn't a mark of some sort of quality to me. It's more of a mark of, oh, that's a Rough Rider, because I think pretty much every Rough Rider that I've ever handled has had a match strike nail pull, and I don't care. I don't. It doesn't do anything for me. I'm not lighting matches off of my pocket knife. I carry a lighter, um, like most people do in the 21st century here. Um, but yeah, so I don't understand it. I guess some people like it. I don't really. I don't understand it. The bone stag. Let me close this here. The bone stag handles here look pretty good. The black stuff is rubbing off a little bit, so I wish Rough Rider would stop doing whatever this coating on the bone that makes it look burnt is, and they would either just leave it alone or try to dye it better, or maybe like actually burn it. Like up here, it's burnt, looks like. But this is all some sort of like weird paint or coating or something that will rub off sometimes. Um, So keep that in mind, in your pocket and everything. You can see here, I think it started to rub off a little bit, but it is some sort of coating and stuff, and it will rub off over time. I don't know why they keep doing that. But yeah, so this is a little bit more expensive than your standard Rough Rider. Like I said, it's around $35 or something like that. Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Um, is it worth it? I don't know. Depends on whether or not this is real Damascus. I haven't really carried or used the knife yet since I haven't done a video on it. So I haven't gotten a chance to like cut food with it to see if like this blade changes or anything. Um, and other than that, I don't really know how I'd be able to tell if it was Damascus. Um, so I don't really know how I'd be able to tell. You can see the Rough Rider 30 tang stamp there. And on the other side, model number RR2528, I think. Yep, that's what it is. Focus, focus, and it says China underneath that. These are made in China, of course. Nickel silver bolsters, supposedly Damascus steel blade, brass liners, nickel silver pins, maybe. Looks like maybe, and a nickel silver shield. Overall, pretty good looking knife. Um, and for $35 or something like that, it's not bad. Um, I would probably buy another one if I was looking for, a really affordable knife, or maybe like a nice gift to give somebody that's a little bit nicer than like your standard Rough Rider. Um, but yeah, I mean, overall, I don't think it's a bad knife. I just am unsure of the authenticity of the Damascus steel for this price. Um, so I'm unsure, but I mean, the knife as it is and everything is certainly usable and it seems fine. Um, but yeah, so that's going to be it for this video on this Rough Rider Easy Open Jack 30th anniversary Damascus Bone Stag Spades knife. Um, I will see you guys in the next video, and I hope you have a good day.